Hi guys, can you hear me? Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I'm using a new microphone today. So let's hope we have a better luck this time. I've still only got 2%, but we're going to do our best here. And somebody put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. March, Blue Moon, One Hot, Nama. Hello, hello. Hi guys, can anyone hear me? Can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, guys? Hey, you can hear me? Yes. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Right, we're going to have some problems tonight, guys. I've turned my iPad on. It's got 1%. I've plugged it in. It's going up and then it's going down. So this might not last long. I'm really struggling tonight, guys. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll start. So, hello, everybody. You're here at Crime Stories Obsessed, here to talk about Amari Nicholson. So welcome to my channel, and I hope you're all well. I hope you're all okay, free of COVID. So this channel is going to remain a drama-free channel, relaxed, interesting, intelligent conversation with some lovely people. Now, I talked to a lot of you in the comments, get some really nice comments, and you know, I really enjoy talking to you all. So it would be nice if somebody would like to come up and have a chat. I will put the link in the description box if anybody wants to come up, if my iPad lasts long enough. Yeah, so as I say, we're going to remain a drama-free channel. We're not going to be doing this back and forwards as I've seen some of them do. I just don't have time for that. My mental state probably wouldn't be able to deal with it. So yes, so if anybody wants to come up and have a chat, even if you don't want your face to be seen, you can always go black screen, which, you know, that's absolutely fine by me. You don't have to show your face. So we're supposed to be having a guest on tonight, Spiritual Nikki. She's been in the comments already, and she's just a really great investigator. She just manages to find some really interesting unseen info. She reminds me of myself. She digs deep, and she's got some great content. So if you're not already subscribed to her, you should go across and check her out. She's really good. So if she's here, she might see me and come across. So I have made quite a long list of things I want to talk to you about. I'm guessing everybody that's here, that's in the comment, probably knows all about the story of Amari and how he disappeared. And it's, you know, it's not good. I don't really want to start from the very beginning and go over it all again. But I think we know the main participants in this, don't we? We've got the mother, Taylor Nicholson. We have the son, Amari Nicholson, Taylor's son. And then we've got Hello, can everybody hear me? I'm back again. We're going to try with the phone now. Oh, God. I didn't realise it was going to be difficult like this. This is why I never do lives. This is why I just do recorded content. Somebody's put no sound. Bored nosy housewife. Can you hear me now? Bored nosy housewife. That's hilarious. So yes, as I was saying, there's 3 people involved in this. We've got Amari, the little boy that went missing, his mum, Taylor, and we've got the stepdad, this Terrell Rhodes. So if you want to come in and have a chat with me, please come along and do so, and let's thrash this out. So why did the mum leave this baby at home? Why? Now, I heard in one news report that the grandma had said that she'd offered to pay for the ticket for him to go with Taylor across, because Taylor had gone to visit her mother. I think it was over in like Colorado or somewhere. And she'd gone to see her mum because her mum was not very well. She'd had an injury. And so she went over there, leaving Amari with the boyfriend. Now, I would not leave my 2-year-old anywhere. They're too young to be left. So I just don't really get that. That's something that just I don't really understand, to be honest. Maybe she wanted a rest. You know, it's tiring looking after children. But, you know, the grandmother had offered, or she bought a ticket for this, you know. Oh, blue moon's coming up. Oh, she's gone. So I wouldn't leave my 2-year-old at home. I don't understand that. I don't get why she would leave a child at home. Now, she did say, didn't she? Taylor did say that the stepdad got on really well with the little boy, and, you know, it was like his real dad, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And to me, when I saw him in the interview, he just doesn't look like the daddy type. Yeah. You think that he kept the baby to make sure that she came back. Well, it was said that they'd had some sort of argument on the phone. Now, to me, personally, I think he looks like a very controlling person. Now, I read up on behavioural psychology and things like that, and apparently it would suggest that anybody that fits the category of kind of controlling behaviour usually is also categorised as being intense, quite convincing, impatient, pushy, aggressive, and quite a dominant person. Now, obviously, we don't know him. This is all speculation, but just looking at him, he just doesn't look like the daddy figure. To be honest, that's just my opinion. So whether he was acting like the perfect dad in front of her, or whether she just made that up for the interview. Hi, Netta. Hi. Yeah, so he was swaying during the interview. His arms were crossed. He was doing the whole Trezell, Chris Watts, crossed arms kind of thing going on. And as soon as I saw him, I thought, whatever. I mean, if you look at this picture here that I've got on the screen, can you see that side eye she's giving him there? Now, I don't know if that just happens to be a really good just snapshot right at the wrong moment. But look at the side eye she's giving him there. Now, if she didn't know about this, that side eye could tell you quite a lot, really. You know, she's looking at him there as if to say, I don't believe a word you're saying. I want to believe you, but I don't. I don't know what you think about that. But as soon as I saw that interview, there was a few people that had that photo, and just that side eye, I thought, So, did she know? Did she know, do you think? Did she actually know? Did he tell her? Do you think she went on and on and on at him to find out? Lindy says, I think the baby was deceased before she went to her mum's. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got a feeling there was something mentioned. I did go back on the interview and I tried to hear it again, but I couldn't find it. And there was something when I first watched the interview about they'd had some sort of discussion or an argument on the phone. And I'm wondering if he's done that out of spite. Maybe he's been quite riled up after having an argument with her, quite angry. And then for whatever reason, the little boy's done something that's annoyed him. And he's thought, do you know what? And he's done something. I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, I don't know if she did know. I think maybe she did when she got back, but I don't know if she knew before. I'm not sure. Now, I've got some pictures I'm going to show you here. I'm waiting for Spiritual Nikki to come back on so she can explain some of these photos that I've got. So obviously this was the initial missing persons poster. And this is where they lived, or they were staying, in this Emerald Suites. So when do you think she found out then? Do you think she found out when she got back? Or do you think she found out before? You think she found out before? Yeah, I think she knew he was violent. I think she knew. Why did they change rooms? Did they change rooms? Oh, I didn't know that. I think it was while she was away. I think he has a very controlling behaviour. I mean, how can we, we're presuming all this just from like one interview on the TV. It's crazy, isn't it? But I do. I think he's probably got some attitude problems, controlling behaviour, dysfunction, and aggression. I also think now there was something. I think it was Spiritual Nikki was telling me on her. It was something on her video about this Taylor, this mum, doing some sort of lives or kind of things. I don't know if it's on Instagram or something where she gets paid for people looking at her, or I'm not really sure what it is. But I think she does. She goes online. I don't know whether it's Facebook or where it is, and people send her money for dressing up or what. I don't really know. I have no idea. I think Spiritual Nikki was going to tell me all about that. But I was thinking about it, and I thought if she's kind of showing herself off online, then maybe he had a lot of jealousy about that, because she was kind of showing herself off, and if he was a jealous type. I mean, it's just difficult to know what they argued about. It could have been, how long are you going to be away? It could have been anything. Maybe she's got distrust issues and she thought he was going to be up to something. We just don't know. Now, I've got another photo for you here. Now, I've noticed this on the interview. I don't know if I'll be able to find it on this one. But, there we go. During the interview, I thought she looked pregnant. I don't think I've got a close-up of her stomach. But I thought she had that dress on, that pink dress, and she looked pregnant to me. So I've got some more photos. I've got some more comments for you here. We'll upload this one. Now this one was, I think it was on Facebook. Now I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can read it. It's so small. The young lady has known him for some years. So this person's talking about Taylor. Has known him for years. She says he was never pimping at all, while with her, in her words. Right, I can't read it, it's so small. But basically, it's saying that she's pregnant with his child. This woman that's written this message is also pregnant. I'm thinking by him, I'm not sure. But it's possible that both of them are pregnant. which is slightly worrying, really. Let's see if I can get a bigger view. It says the young lady has known him for some years now and says he never was a pimp at all, while with her, in her words, yes, he has a record and he's made mistakes, but I was getting him on the right track, got a house for us, filled apartment. We decided to go our different ways and he met Taylor, which I had no knowledge of her or that I was even pregnant. So this girl's pregnant. And that's when he starts pimping, when he got with her. As far as the young lady's pregnancy, I've seen messages between her and Terrell with ultrasounds including, and she's for sure pregnant with him, sadly. That's what it says. So that's kind of concerning. What do you think about that, guys? Yeah, his ex. Bored nosy housewife. Love that name. So he's going to prison and he's going to have 2 kids that the state's going to have to pay for. Great. Great. It's just a never-ending spiral, isn't it? I don't know. So there's a few text messages I will show you in a second. Why do you think he said the aunt had taken him? Why do you think she even brought her into it? Yeah, you're right, Blue Moon. Too many kids are going missing at the moment. Too many children. And they just seem to be coming up with more and more elaborate and ridiculous stories. And the thing they don't realise is it only takes one interview like that and we can just see straight through them. You know, they do the same crossed arm, the same swaying backwards and forwards, the same ridiculous looks, and it's just crazy. Crazy. See if I can get these other pictures up. It's just come up so small on here. I've got some tech now. This is one from today. You can see it. It's one from Taylor. I'll read you it. It says, "My baby is gone. He is never coming home. I never knew he did this. He never said anything to me about his involvement. I trusted him and he betrayed me. He took my whole world from me. My son came first before anybody. Is that why we didn't take him with you when you went away? I never knew anything." Now, to me, that message, she said far too many times in that message that she didn't have anything to do with it. I never knew. He didn't tell me. He betrayed me. I never knew anything. She must have said at least 3 or 4 times in that one paragraph. Who are you trying to convince? Who are you going to try and convince? So Taylor's mum apparently reported him to CPS. I don't know if she said that on an interview, but I do have some more messages as well here. These ones are from Facebook. Disgusting, my baby is missing. No. Any leads? So I think this is talk between her and her mother, Taylor and her mother. They ain't saying, "We're about to be out trying to get a car. Keep me posted, please. Any new info," Mum says. Stop effing talking to these effing people. You want me effing dead? Is you serious? Now, what do you make of that? Taylor's talking to her mum. What does she mean? Is there more people involved? Is he involved in a gang? You know, what's going on? Why is she saying that? Why? And you know, unless she's scared of him. You know, and then we go back to the controlling behavior again. Was she scared of him? Is that why she's saying, stop talking to these people, as in stop talking to the press? You know, do you want me to be gone too? Which is what I make of that. You know, I don't know what you think. Let's have a look at the comments. Yeah, I think she's lying as well, Lindy. Honestly, there was too many times in that one single message that she's trying to convince everybody that's reading it. And then she's talking to her mum here and she's saying, do you want me to be gone too? So she was obviously very scared of this guy. And if she was very scared of him, then why leave your child with him for 2 or 3 days while you take off to Colorado or wherever you went? You know? If you were that, I just don't understand. But anyway, moving on. Moving on. Is anybody going to come up and talk to me tonight? Am I going to talk to myself all night? Yeah, I did see a photo. There was a photo with him and he did have bruises. I will upload that photo now so you can see if I've still got it. Let's have a look. I've got this photo. I don't know if this is the one you mean. If you have a look at this one, can you see around his neck area? Now they look like finger marks to me, like thumb marks, finger marks. I don't know. I mean, kids do get rashes, I know, but from what I can see, he hasn't got them on his legs. He hasn't got them on his lower arms. He's just got them kind of round his like chest, neck area, maybe a little bit on his face. So yeah, you're right, Blue Moon. She knew it was violent. She said to her mum in that message, you know, is this going to happen to me? Be careful, Mum. Stop talking to these people because it could be me next. But she leaves the baby with him while she goes away. So that tells me he was either gone before she went away, so she couldn't take him with her, or, you know, she maybe was involved. But it's a difficult one. Yeah, the mum reported them both to the CPS. It breaks my heart too. So let's have a look at these other photos that I've got. I've got a few where he looks happy, bless him. These other text messages. They uploaded to my iPad, but then of course I've had to swap over onto my phone now. Let's have a look at this one. Come on, upload. Right, what's happened? My boyfriend beat my baby to, you know, because he peed his pants. Why did he do this? Oh my God. Did this happen when you were in CO? Yes. Happened Wednesday morning when he called me. He sent me. Now, if you ask me, what came next was a photo. So I think he was enraged with her after some argument, which they've already said they had an argument on the phone. So it's possible that they had an argument on the phone. He was really pissed off. You know, he's got a controlling attitude. He couldn't control her because she's all the way over there. Maybe she put the phone down on him. He was angry, whatever. And then the little boy peed his pants. And he was angry. He's taken it out on the kid. It's gone too far, maybe. But I wonder if he sent her a photo. Because if you read that, he sent me, and then it goes off. I'll see if I can upload the next ones. Because it's just scary. It's really scary. What do you think to that while this is uploading? Yeah, she doesn't sound like a mess at all. I would be an absolute wreck. I wouldn't even be able to stand up. Never mind stand in front of a camera. I mean, I can barely do it now. This is the third live I've ever done and I hate it. Like, I like talking to people, but I'd rather somebody was up here chatting with me. But, you know, if your baby just died, how would you stand in front of a camera? But anyway, let's have a look at this photo that I've just uploaded. Disgusting, my baby is missing. Any leads? They ain't saying. I think that's the one I've already read, isn't it? Keep me posted. Any new info? Yeah. So that's the one telling her mum to, you know, stop talking to the press, stop talking to people. And this is one where she's either, I think she's telling her mum what happened. And he sent me. Let's get the next one. They've got 3 altogether. Spiritual Nikki got all these. She's so good. I did reach out to Taylor Nicholson and I told her I had a channel. I said, you know, do you want to come on? We can shed some light. This was when he was missing, before we even knew he was dead. And I said, you know, you can come onto my channel. We can shed some light onto this. She just blocked me. So now I can't even get on her page. I thought I was being nice, actually. I sent her a really nice message. What happened? My boyfriend beat my baby. Yes. Happened Wednesday morning when he called me. That's the same one again. Right, I think that's all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Let's read some of these comments. Yeah, I think so. I think he did that to hurt her. I think there was some big argument. And I think he needed to take back some control. He needed to take back some control, because if he was a controlling person and they'd had a big argument and she's all the way over there and she's maybe told him no, put the phone down or something, maybe he's not been able to get in touch with her and he's been ringing her and ringing her, she's been ignoring him. You can imagine he's going to get more and more angry. He's going to take it out on the kid, isn't he? He's going to take it out on the nearest, closest to him to get back at her. Yeah, no panic. Just like J and T. Don't you think it's funny how we've got 2 people with both similar names? Trezell and Terrell. What's that about? I've never heard of it before. And then we have 2 babies missing with stepfathers, these similar names. Yeah, if he was a pimp. She was funny. Yeah, possibly. Maybe he was pimping around. Whose child was it? Whose child was it? Was it his? You know, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. It's all speculation. So do you think, this is a big question, do you think that this lady is going to get arrested? Do you think she's actually going to get arrested? Do you think we're going to find out in the next week that he has said that she was involved, or maybe they'll find something on one of their phones. Well, yeah, both with stupid stories. Yeah, I don't believe either of the stories, to be honest. I think there was a lot more going on than we know about. I think he possibly was doing that. You know, that girl said that. Why would she just make it up? I don't understand why she would just make that up. I did try to find some background on him, but I could find nothing. So I don't think he's from that area, to be honest. Is anybody going to come up and talk to me? Anybody going to come up here and have some banter with me? I've got lots of questions. Don't you think it's funny how during Carol, yes, does that mean you want to come up, or are you just saying yes to something someone said? I will put the link in the description. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Blue Moon. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, Emma.
Hi.
I didn't realise I was on. I thought that was somebody else's voice. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to have you on here. You can help me out with all of this.
I'll try.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about Taylor's mum. Did you see earlier she was being interviewed? Did anybody see that?
I've only seen one interview. It was only a short one, and it was like yesterday. And I think it was more to do with her saying when he was missing. And so it wasn't since he was found.
Right. Well, this must be a later one, because what she says was she had reported to the CPS at least twice
Oh gosh.
that he was violent to Taylor and the baby, and that she'd photographed bruises on the baby and sent them to CPS.
Wow.
So Taylor already knew he was violent.
Wow.
Yet she left the baby with him to go to her mum's.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Like, if she knew it was violent, because it sounds like she knew, because she said in that message that we've just read, Mum, stop talking. Do you want me to be dead as well? Which means she was obviously scared of him. So if that's the case, why did she leave him? Why did she leave him? I don't understand.
Why did she leave the baby with him when she knew he was angry?
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
violent. So
Yeah.
basically she is complicit to some extent.
Well, yeah. Yeah, because
Don't you think?
she's just ignored it. You know, she really loved that child. I mean, I live here. I'm a single mom and I've got a daughter. And I was with
Yeah.
somebody and he started getting a bit funny with my little girl, a bit aggressive towards her. He was gone. He was out of that door that quick that he nearly tripped over the front door step.
Yeah.
It was gone. You know, no way am I having that. No way. You know, so if anybody put their hands on my child, they would be gone. I mean, is it because she was so young? You know? Scared? I don't know.
I just can't work it out. I mean, if he was already beating her and he was hurting the child, she's actually left the child in his care. And that's just it.
Yeah. And I mean, he's not a dad.
So
He's never been a dad.
there's a possibility he's going to take it out on the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, and the result is, you
So do you
know,
think they did? Do you think they had an argument
obviously
then?
he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a, well, I mean, she even says that in the interview. And she says they were poking the bear. So basically they were arguing back and forth even though she was gone.
Mm.
You know, they were still arguing while she was on her way to Colorado.
Oh gosh. And it's just gone on and on.
Yeah. But why didn't she take the child with her? She had the ticket.
Yeah, and well, I think I read two articles, and one said the mum had offered to buy the ticket, and the other one said that she had bought the ticket. But which either way, she had the option. She had the option to take the child.
You take the child with you.
There's
Because
two.
the mother says as well, they were supposed to stay till the end of May. This is what the argument was about.
Yeah.
And I think what the mother was doing was getting her and her grandson away from him.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. She probably was. I mean, if she's already rung twice before, she's got concerns.
Yeah.
Just probably hoping that maybe they'd stay and just not go back.
Well, that's what
But
you would do.
have you heard of?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Have you heard of OnlyFans?
Today I did, yeah. Yeah.
You've heard of it?
I've seen a
I mean,
video today, and she's on this platform or this website called OnlyFans, but you've got to pay to get on there. And this was earlier this
What does she
afternoon.
do for you for that?
Oh, well, she's just talking, but you have to pay to talk to her or to speak to her. And I actually seen a photograph of her page on OnlyFans, and she's naked.
Oh
There's
my
a
God.
naked.
Is this since? Is this prior? Was this prior
Sorry?
to him going missing? She's not. I'm hoping
Yeah,
this was prior, as not
yeah, it
just
was
since,
prior.
because if it was since,
Just
that would be quite
looks at.
concerning.
Yeah.
So do you think he was
She's got a
pimping
photograph
her out then,
of herself
like that girl
naked,
said?
and she's got 2 photographs of her boobs because you can see those tattoos, you know, the Roman numerals. So it's definitely her. But what she's doing is, let me have a look, 'cause I took some notes. She's charging $20. First of all, you've got to pay to register, and then once
Oh
you find the
gosh.
person, she's under Jessica. She's got the name Jessica. Hold on, Jessica 2616. So what you do is you pay to go on this website,
Yeah.
and then you find out the person who you want to see, which is her, under the name of Jessica 2616, and then you pay
Gosh.
$20 to her. So, and that was today. She was on there today.
$20
So,
for some young
yeah,
girl that lives in Las Vegas that's not famous. She's never been on TV, and to be honest, she's okay, but she's nothing, major. Like $20.
yeah, yeah.
Do you think
I
there's
mean, I
some
don't even know what this is.
pimping or something
What kind
going
of
going
page?
behind them?
Yeah, maybe. But because this, I forgot what they
But I
call
mean,
him
if you
now.
just look at his face,
He actually paid to go on there, and there's like 3 stages. And he says she was originally charging about $5, and then today it was 20.
what? Because she's famous now. Woohoo! So
Well,
she's making
basically,
money
what he
on a
said is,
child.
while her son is in the morgue, she's posing for photographs and charging $20.
Oh, oh
And you
God,
can go to the site
I can't cope.
where I got the information from. I'm just looking for it. The source.
That's
Right.
crazy.
So that information is on the Sleeping Alchemist site. And that was published
The what
today.
site?
The Sleeping Alchemist.
Oh my god. Somebody's saying in the comments, one hot Namo is saying it was $15.99 yesterday, and it's gone up, you said, to $20 today. So it's been going up for like $5-10 a day after the child's death. Yeah, Lord knows a housewife trying to raise profit after a child's death. What the fuck is the world coming to? Yes, I completely agree. Like, are they actually serious? Oh my god, how could you do?
so
how could anybody do that?
Her son's in the morgue and she's cashing in. What more can you say?
Oh gosh.
It's just horrendous.
Well, I mean,
Well,
if she's
she's
pregnant, if she is pregnant, like this girl said. Say again, sorry.
Well, she could be. Yeah, there's a chance, isn't there?
Yeah.
It'll all come out, I suppose.
Well, according to this girl, well, according to this girl, there's two of them. Two of them.
Or two girls pregnant.
So let me have a look.
My
Yeah,
baby is
yeah.
gone.
Apparently,
He's never coming home.
his ex.
Yeah.
Posted something saying that it's here. Basically saying that he got her pregnant and they split up. He got with Taylor. She's now pregnant.
When did you get with,
She's seen text messages.
when did you get with Taylor?
What, sorry?
When did you get with Taylor? Does anybody know? Somebody says December.
See if anybody knows in the comments. Well, she doesn't look that far pregnant, does she? She doesn't look that. It wasn't massively noticeable.
No.
Yeah, God help that baby, especially if he ends up getting arrested,
Yeah.
But she, she's going to end up with next, because she obviously hasn't got a good.
It's just horrendous.
December.
When I heard
the
blood on the wall, I was just like, God, what did he do? It's just horrible.
It's just, don't you think if it's very coincidental that it all happened on the day she went away, on the weekend she went away?
Yeah. While they were arguing. That's just awful. But, they've caught him. They were quick. And they've got him, and hopefully justice will be served.
Yeah.
And wait till he goes to prison.
Hopefully.
He'll last about 2 weeks. He'll be on suicide watch.
Well, yeah, because he'll be going in the kids bit, won't he? He'll be going in the bit for, that have killed children and things like that, and they don't take kindly to that, do they?
He last about 2 weeks.
Apparently he was in prison in 2017 and released.
What was that for?
No idea.
Violent?
Probably.
Somebody in the chat says burglary and assault. Well, there's his violence coming back into play.
Assault. And then, so you've got assault records. You've got the fact that you've been in prison. You've got the fact that CPS has been called on you twice. And you wait till the baby gets killed before let's do anything about it. And then it's too late.
Well, you leave the baby in the care of somebody who's violent. That's where it ends for me.
Yeah, well, I think they need to be asking us some strong questions
And
there. Really,
he's already angry. if you're a violent person and you're
Hi,
angry,
Trace.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was inevitable that he was going to be harmed.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean, I
insane.
don't know whether she's got any involvement. She's texting people saying that it all happened while she was away. She didn't know anything about it. But that
So
message
why didn't
where
she
that I
take him
posted
though,
before.
Emma? But she's put him at risk. I mean, obviously she wasn't there when he was killed, but she has left him, you know, in a risky situation. She's got to be charged with
she should have
something,
been keeping
even
it close. Neglect, even if it's
well,
neglect.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah. But I
But he
honestly
really,
do.
what
My
did you think,
theory is.
Emma? What did you think about
What,
his
sorry?
interview? What did you think about his
think he was.
interview? His mannerisms?
Yeah, rocking backwards and
Really reminded
forwards,
me
arms
of
crossed.
Trezell. You know,
Yeah.
these head movements and looking down and looking around, and I just
Yeah.
thought, oh my God, this is like Trezell. And I'm more convinced
That
than
picture
ever
there.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at that picture on the screen, I don't know if you can see it, but it's the
I
way
can
he's
see
looking
it.
to the side. It's like he's reliving an event. It's like he's reliving something in his mind while he's looking away.
Yeah, you can see it in his mind's eye. Yeah, but don't you think Trezell was very much like that?
Yeah, I think he was a
Definitely.
little bit more
What
in. I
was
think he's got a
housewife
bit more
Trezell
intelligence.
vibes? What was that?
They were very similar. They were very similar. The thing is, I think Trezell's got a bit more intelligence about him, so I think he knew a bit more how to cover things up if he did.
Maybe. Yeah. Plus,
So do you
Trezell
get first degree?
has the backing of Jacqueline, where he not so much,
Yeah.
because she wasn't with him. She was in Colorado.
Yeah, if they can prove that, I mean, it's going to be an examination, isn't it? It's going to be a forensic examination. They're going to have to be able to see when he actually died, you know, and if it happens to be that he's been gone a week, then they can prove that it was before she went away, maybe. She could be involved, but I suppose we're going to have to wait and find these things out, and a lot of these things are not going to tell us until the court case. It's just a waiting game, isn't it, to find out, unless she goes on Facebook and tells everybody.
No, she must have been away because the grandmother says that they actually FaceTimed him once.
Oh, yes. I remember
She was
that.
already in
Yeah, she said
Colorado.
that she'd
Yeah,
FaceTimed him the night
once.
before. Like, so before he went to bed, she said goodnight,
Yeah,
didn't she, to him?
that's right.
Yeah.
So it was during that time period. Maybe it's a week. I don't know what the time period
Yeah.
was.
So,
It's really bad.
what's this? And the area where they live is notorious for street workers, and seems very likely that this is the type of relationship they have. So do you think then, Deborah Lynn, do you think that he was pimping her out? What do you think?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I was just asking Deborah Lynn in the comments because she said
Oh,
that where they lived was very notorious for street workers, and she said it seems like the type of relationship that they have. So I was just asking her if she thinks that he was pimping her out.
oh God.
So my theory, this is my theory that I've got. I think he was very controlling, obnoxious, distrustful of her, unfaithful, making him distrustful. violent, aggressive, and you know, he liked her. He thought she was pretty, and he didn't want anyone else to look at her. I think he got quite jealous very easily. And then she's going on these lives. Whether many people at the time were watching, I don't know, but men will have been watching her. She was dressed up. He probably didn't like that. We don't know what they were arguing about before and during her being away, but I think if she was refusing to answer her phone, or she was sending him messages he didn't like, and obviously she's not there to take it out on.
They were arguing because she says they were
I
poking
don't think.
her.
Yeah.
So the argument was
And
going back and
to be
forth.
honest with you, and I don't think he ever really loved, you know, the little kiddie, because at the end of the day, it's not his. And I think with him being the way he was, I think by seeing this baby that is partly her ex, and if he's got a jealous streak, I think he wouldn't like that, and I think it would make him mad. I think they had this big argument, and something's happened that morning.
Yeah.
He seemed to say, didn't he, that they'd had breakfast and what have you, and he, you know, and I think that he probably did. I think there are things that he's remembering, because liars do tend to try and remember the things that actually did happen to try and make the lies seem more real, if that makes sense. So they pick out the bits that did happen so they look more genuine. And then I think they had an argument and he's taking it out on Amari, I think.
I think she was going to leave
So whatever
her.
it is that Amari does, do you think?
I
Or
think
maybe her
she was
mum's
going to
talk
break
some
up
sense
with
into her.
him. And if he was pimping her out and she was going to leave him, he loses his income.
Yeah. True. If that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact is, she didn't take the baby with her. If she was going to leg it, you take the baby. Why did she leave the baby behind? I just can't get my head around it.
You wouldn't, not at that age. Too young. I
No.
would never leave my 2-year-old with anybody, not unless it was my husband. But even then,
No.
you know, too young. You want them with you. They're still babies, aren't they?
Well, yeah, it's the attachment stage, isn't it, too? You know, where when you leave the house, they cry. When you leave the room, they cry. And
Yeah.
it's already been said, you know, he
And if
was
he's not looked after the child before.
Yeah. Is there anybody in the chat from Las Vegas that would like to join in? Maybe just give us a
Yeah,
little
there
bit
is
of
actually.
insight
There's
in that
somebody.
area.
Yeah, I'd love her to come up. It's Deborah in Vegas. That's her name. I'll see if I
Deborah,
can
coaxed her in.
drop the link.
Yeah.
Coax her in. Needs to come and tell us what Las
Yeah,
Vegas
she
is like.
said a logical sense throw
Invite
it out the door.
guest.
Used women don't have the same wiring when they're in the thick of situations. Deborah, are you going to come on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, I'm here.
I'll post the link in the chat.
Yeah. But when Deborah comes on, I'm going to jump off. Because I think I've said enough.
No problem. No problem. I appreciate you coming up.
It's been lovely
Thank
to
you.
talk to you. Finally.
So I've posted the link in. Yeah, it's been nice to talk to you finally. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you.
Oh, that's
And thank you for coming up and talking to us. You make some really good
This is
points.
the first time I've ever done this. It's terrifying.
Is it?
It's quite
It is.
scary.
It's the third time I've done it. It's horrible.
Yeah,
It
but it's
is,
interesting.
especially when you sat here talking.
And it's an important topic, you know, people. It's really important. You know, people need to vent. It's just terrific.
Yeah,
So I'll wait till Deborah comes
it's
on.
horrible. We can. I don't know if she wants to come on. Bless her.
Yeah, she says hopefully.
So, but I mean, if
Likewise,
you need to go,
Wednesday.
don't worry.
What's that?
But yeah, I was just going to say, if you need to go, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about me.
All right then.
But thank you.
All right. Nice to speak to you.
All right, Deb.
Right, I'll be back in the
Thank
chat.
you. Nice to
Right,
speak
bye.
to you. Okay. Bye, darling. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, does anybody else have any theories, guys? My adopted daughter, is in Vegas and works in the jails. I'm sure she'll see Terrell. Wow. Yeah. At least he'll be behind bars, hopefully, when she does. I've put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come in. So, he is in prison right now. He is awaiting whatever's going to come next. She's currently not. She's at home, childless now, but there's a possibility that she could be pregnant, according to Terrell's ex-partner, who said that she knows her. She's seen the messages between the two of them, which means that Terrell must still be going back to her to speak to her for whatever reason. And he is currently, there he is, holding his head down. Apparently there was some sort of altercation when they tried to arrest him, where he managed to fight with one of the officers, get one of the guns out of their pouch, and aim it at somebody. So they managed to get it off him quickly and, you know, get him to the floor. But he wasn't going to go down without a fight. I don't know. Honestly. Did he actually think he was going to get away with it? Look at his face there. He knows what he's done. I'm interested to know when Taylor actually found out. And I'm very interested to know how long he's been gone. Because I think that will give us a few more things to think about there. Tried to kill himself by a cop. What, so he actually got the gun to try and harm himself with it? Wow, I didn't know that. And here he is with his mask on. Doesn't look like the same person when he's got that on and that mask. It just looks completely different. There we are. Yeah, I think they've got him on a huge bail bond. There's no way he's going to be getting out anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, to me, he just looks a very controlling, narcissistic, person that looks like he wants his own way. He's very distrusting. And yeah, there is a possibility that maybe he was pimping people out. We don't know. That is all speculation and theory. We're not saying anything as fact in this video. We obviously don't know. All we've seen of these people is from a few messages on Facebook and a couple of interviews on the news. And we're just kind of going over it all now. But yeah, as Blue Moon said, you would not leave your 2-year-old with this person that is almost a stranger, really. They're not a relative. I mean, I've been with my partner now for a year, And I could tell you that I wouldn't leave her with him. I don't mean because I didn't trust him. I just mean because, you know, I'd want her with me. I just, you know, it's just weird. But at that age, you would want your child with you. At that age, you wouldn't be leaving your child with anybody. So, so there's the fact that she left him with this man. Now, it sounds like, as we've said before, she was scared of him. Let's have a look at this. Where she said to her mum, you know, stop talking, basically stop talking to people, stop talking to the media. And the mum saying, you know, is there any new info? Stop talking to people. Taylor said, do you want me to be effing dead? Are you serious? So she's scared of him, but yet she leaves a child with him. It makes no sense. As Sherelle would say, make it make sense. You know, it doesn't make sense. If you're scared of him and you think that he's capable of doing that to you, what's he capable of doing to your son? But you go away and leave him. Tammy says, I feel like the mother should be held for child neglect. I agree. For leaving this poor child with this monster. He will get his just rewards in jail if he's not charged. He'll answer to God someday. Yep, we all will. But some people will definitely answer. She's just guilty. Yeah, I mean, I'm still like on the fence as to whether she knew before. I think she definitely knew after, but I don't know what she knew before. Just look at the side eye on this picture. Look at the way she's looking at him. I don't know if that picture was just caught really well there, but she's definitely giving the look. And that's she's had two reasons why she's looking at him like that. She's either looking at him like that because she's thinking, fucking be careful what you say. Come on, be careful what you say. Or she's looking at him as if to say, what did you do to my child? What do you think, guys? I hope she didn't. I do. Yeah, I think she knew he was lying in that interview. That's what I thought. I was looking at her and I thought, why is she giving him that side view like that? She looked distrustful at him. But apparently was found not far from where they lived, like round the corner. It wasn't far at all. I've got a glass of wine, guys. It's lovely. Red wine. And what do you think to the concept of maybe him wanting his child to be centre of attention and he didn't want her to have a child with somebody else? Do you think that came into it at all? If it's true that she is pregnant. I think there's definitely some neglect. I'm not sure what part of it she's responsible for. I'm still like I say, I'm still on the fence there. I'm still thinking about it. But I think the fact that she's doing these lives now where she was charging £5 for people to like subscribe to her thing, and now yesterday it was $15.99 and what today it's $20. It's like she's going live. She's asking people to pay for it on this OnlyFans. She's not a celebrity. And while the baby is laid dead, she is taking the money in from the publicity she's gained from his death. And that to me is so wrong on so many levels. Just horrendous, you know, and if she doesn't realise that, she needs to be told, or she needs to listen to this video and she needs to have a good shake, to be honest. So yes, I don't really know much about OnlyFans, to be honest. I've heard of it, I think once, but I don't really know much about it. I would have looked into it before the live, but unfortunately I had no electric, so I couldn't. But yeah. So I think we've gone through most things now, to be honest, unless anybody wants to come up and have a chat before I close this down. Her mum brought one-way tickets, hoping she'd leave him. JB, yeah. Yeah, there's a possibility she did. I mean, there's a chance that where her mum lives in Colorado is maybe where she grew up, you know, and maybe she, for whatever reason, she came over to Las Vegas. We don't know why. And she's just not gone back. And her mum's maybe, like you say, thought, just get her some tickets, just get her back over here. I mean, she obviously didn't have much stuff. They were living in this hotel room. You know, just get her out here with the baby and just leave him. You know, she'd already rung CPS twice. The mum had rung CPS twice about Terrell looking after the child. And the bruises that apparently he suffered at the hands of Terrell. You can see the bruising there that actually look like thumbprints. And, you know, if that was a rash, I'm not going to go into what I do for a living to everybody here on here, but I am in the medical field. If you look at this baby here, that rash is not generalized. It's in one area. That rash looks like fingerprints. It's all in a similar area, but there's nothing on his lower arms. There's nothing really on his legs. That looks like a human inflicted injury to me. It doesn't look like any kind of allergy rash. Yeah, I see bruises too, Sophie. New ones, because they go purple after a day or so. I think that's fairly new. So I don't know who took this picture. I mean, they've been given out to the news almost as if by the family, as if maybe the grandma gave this one to the news. She's the one that called CPS, so maybe she took this photo and, you know, sent it to the police and said, look, this is what he did. It's a possibility, and that's why it's out there, maybe, because it just seems a strange photo for the mum to just hand out with the others, if you know what I mean. You think the mum was being trafficked? Tattoo was a branding, and maybe, yeah, I'll have to look into that, because I have been researching tattoos recently in gangs. I'll have a look. He's so beautiful. Oh yeah, they are swollen. It's just sad. Let's take that picture off. I think we've seen enough of that. It's not nice. Let's have this one. He looks a bit happier on this photo. So yeah, so it all started where he went missing, and unfortunately this week we haven't had the happy ending that we were all hoping for, and it's resulted in lies from these two people, mum and stepdad. It's resulted in this man, the stepdad, being arrested after, we think, admitting to murder, but whether he's admitted it to her or whether he's admitted it to the police, I'm not quite sure. But he's currently incarcerated, which is exactly where he should be. But as for this lady, I don't really know what her intentions are. But right now, if she is charging people to see her and taking money in, more money than she was charging initially, because of the publicity from her child's death, that is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And if she's watching this, she needs to be ashamed of herself. really ashamed if that's what she's doing. Yeah, stop leaving the children alone. I mean, if you don't want to have children and you don't want to look after them, don't have them in the first place. There's so many options out there. You know, there's so many contraceptive options. There's so many other options when you do get pregnant. If you don't want to have a baby, give it to somebody who will look after it. But this is just crazy. Saying you love a child one minute, but then handing it to practical stranger the next, who you know's got a violent temper and is possible and could kill you the next, does not make sense. So what's her involvement? What is her involvement in this? So we have a guest. Hello, hello.
Hello, 1 second. My mic doesn't seem to be working.
I can hear you.
Oh,
How are you?
okay. Well, okay.
How are you, Deborah? How's Las Vegas? Deborah? Can you hear us? She's just having a problem with her mic. So while she sorts that out, we'll carry on. But yeah, there's a lot, and I think as the days go on, we're probably going to find out more information. As he maybe admits to things, there's going to be a lot that they're going to hold back for the court case. But hopefully we will get snippets of information, because we're all desperate to know exactly what happened. We want to know that there's going to be justice for this poor little boy. We really do. There's so many people that have been following this story from the beginning. Are you there, Deborah? Can you hear? She's gone. The bio dad only saw him once. Yeah, I read that, which is sad, isn't it? Which is really sad. You know, there's no need for that. If you've got a child, you should be making more of an effort. These people are happy at laying down and doing the do, but they're not happy of looking after the child, the end result. They just don't want to know. And what the state then pays to bring up the child for them, which is wrong. I don't agree with that. If you can't afford to have a child, you shouldn't be looking. You shouldn't have one. If you can't afford to go to work, if you can't go to work and hold down a proper job, you shouldn't have a child. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit it. Do you like my American accent? I thought that was pretty cool. It's crap. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up soon. I think that's about it. We've gone through it, haven't we? We started at the beginning and we've worked our way through. We've spoken about why she left the child with him in the first place. What was going on? Were they having an argument? You know, I think they were having this big argument on the phone. Blue Moon was saying that, you know, that it sounds like they were having this argument before they even left, and they were doing this back and forth between the two of them. And I don't think it really ended, and, you know, possibly even carried on after she got back. I think he was mad. I think he's got a controlling attitude, aggressive, and yeah, I think he's characterized as somebody who's quite intense, tries to be quite convincing, very impatient, pushy, aggressive, and dominant. And I think with her being away in Colorado, I think he's been unable to take out the aggression on her that he probably would normally take out on her. Poking the bear. Yeah, poking the bear. And I think he's not been able to get across how annoyed he is, because maybe when he's tried, she's maybe put the phone down on him or refused to speak to him or whatever, because she's not there, so she knows he can't touch her. And he's got more and more angry. And then he's sat there thinking, why am I looking after your child? And he's angry and frustrated and he can't control her. Feels like the control's been taken away from him. The child poops it himself or wheezes himself, and the next thing you know, he's taking the taking it out on poor little Amari. You have an accent to me too, and I'm in the UK, but different part. I can tell your accent. Yorkshire, Sophie. But yeah, I think that's the case. I honestly do. And then whatever he's done, I think he's done in spite, anger, rage, frustration. And I think he's done all this, and then he's thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? She's going to come back. And I think he's then just gone and dumped him somewhere. I don't know whether he even had a car, so he probably couldn't have even gone far. And then it's, as Trezell would say, it's all played out. Unfortunately for Terrell, he's not quite as intelligent as Trezell, and he didn't have a car, so he couldn't go far. Yeah, that rhymes. That does rhyme. Didn't have a car, so he couldn't go far. Oh, Emmy, you're getting tired. You're talking rubbish. So what time is it? It is 11 o'clock here in England right now. Got 64 people watching. Press the like button, guys. 66, please press the like button. Okay, so I think it's time for my bedtime. I need my beauty sleep, guys. Definitely. At 40, I'm 44 this year. Definitely need my beauty sleep now. The wrinkles are starting to appear. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate the support. I appreciate your time, the comments that you leave, and just the fact that you're just so lovely. You're all so lovely. It's like a little family, really. It's like you're not our subscribers. We're a family, and it's really nice. It's nice. So next time I do a live, which I don't do very often because I'm a bit nervous about doing it. I'm not used to talking to myself. Maybe if some of you want to come up and talk to me, that would be great. And oh, Deborah's here.
I think it works now, yes.
Hey!
Hello.
Hi, Deborah.
Sorry, I had to go and find a pair of wired headphones. It wouldn't take the Bluetooth ones.
Are you okay? How are you?
I am good.
Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about the Amari case. What do you think? Tell me what you think.
Like I said, I used to work in a nightclub very close by, and so I saw a lot of people in situations like them, and you can almost pick them, like as a local, I can pick them out, when I walk around the casino or something like that. And so I have a feeling she's just a broken soul who's unfortunately in another bad relationship and made bad decisions.
Yeah.
Those guys can be
I think
vicious.
you're right. Yeah.
And I've seen them be in the nightclubs. I've seen them, beat up women, just on a whim because they didn't, they disrespected them and
really,
they're not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I noticed, like,
I
you were reading.
I do go to some emergencies in night. What's that? Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, in one of your messages in the text messages that you were reading to, I guess, her mother, they said they were going to try to get a car. That's kind of why that area is very notorious for streetwalkers. There's a lot of weekly rental motels, and then there's a truck stop area nearby, and it's right behind the strip. So you don't necessarily need a vehicle.
Yeah. Well, what do you think they needed the car for then?
That I have no clue, but
When she said we're out looking, do you think that's possibly to move him?
no, they probably just wanted, like, if the mother didn't know anything about it, it was probably just to go look on a broader area versus, what they could do on foot.
Yeah, true.
But that's just assuming that, because Las Vegas isn't
Yeah.
huge, but it's actually a pretty small city.
Yeah, I've been once. It was a long time ago. But it was great. I loved it. I don't think I'd want to live there, but it was nice. Holiday, vacation, as you call it. But I didn't see that part of it. I just saw the kind of the vacation part. I didn't go to the nightclubs and kind of all that stuff. But yeah, I can imagine a lot of prostitution, pimping behind the scenes. She was looking at him in the interview, wasn't she? Like she was looking up to him for kind of leadership, for him to kind of guide her. She looked like she needed someone that was quite like that.
And to make sure, because I'm sure he planted a memory, a false memory in her mind as well. Don't you remember when you said this and when you said this?
Yeah. Yeah. So you think she didn't know then? That she didn't know anything until she came back? I don't think she did.
I don't think she did, but I definitely question her demeanor the whole time. Just not crying, but in that respect, that kind of defends her in another way because she's just not emotionally connected, which a lot of those girls are not. Be it to her son, her family, you have to emotionally disconnect if you're going to work in that kind of industry.
Yeah. There's a question here Tracy's left. It says, I want to ask you if you think they moved the body after the search because they searched that whole area and dumpsters and all. Possibly. I mean,
they haven't released a whole lot of information about the actual, like the specifics.
They haven't.
They didn't say they found him like behind a store or like, I know at some point in Las Vegas, the news here, they said that in a nearby area there was a putrid smell and that the police were investigating that, and the news reporter said that he actually went there and he confirmed that it was a very putrid smell, but that was like 2 days ago, I believe.
Yeah. And it wasn't that, was it, that turned out to be?
No, well, they didn't confirm,
I hope not.
but I don't believe so. But it's definitely been warm here, so poor little baby couldn't have been in good shape when they found him.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
No, I didn't sleep the other night thinking about it, to be honest. And there just seems to be so many missing babies at the minute. I covered a couple today, and I was shocked. I mean, why have them in the first place if you don't want them? It's just crazy. What do you think this what?
I mean, some people think that they can handle it, and then they get into actually having a child. I wanted my daughter, and it was a lot of work, and there was days that I wanted to, just run away, but I didn't.
Yeah. No, and you wouldn't have done that. That's just taking it to another level. But we don't know how these people have grown up. and what sort of
Right.
families they've come from,
Well,
and how dysfunctional their lives have been prior to, you know, we just don't know. What they see as normal would not be what
exactly.
we would suggest as being normal.
Well, like for instance, you know, when my daughter was
So
2 years old, my mom's from Taiwan. She took her to Taiwan for, you know, 2 months, and people are like, "Oh my God, how did you let you know?" I'm like, I lived with my grandmother in another state for 5 years of my life. Like, to me, that was just normal. But, you know, other people don't let their children leave their side.
yeah, no, I don't think I would. I mean, my little girl, well, Seth could call her little. She's nearly 13. I still call her little girl.
Mine just turned 13.
I mean, I would probably leave her with her. Oh, same age.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to get them to roadblocks together. She's always on roadblocks.
Yes.
But what do you think to this OnlyFans, before we finish up? What do you think to this, the fact that she seems to have upped her price since she's become famous in loose
Well,
brackets?
I kind of mentioned it in the chat earlier. I think that she's probably, well, being, you know, like I said, emotionally disconnected, and maybe in a bit of survival mode, because if that was the type of relationship they had, now she's got to figure out how to live on her own. And I just, like I said, knowing that class of people, their priorities aren't necessarily the same when you're, you know, young and dumb. Well, you know, she might be noticing an influx of money coming, because especially with just the press and the media, they want to see what she had posted as well. That now, now she's got
she'll be enjoying it, but that's bad. You know, I mean,
it is.
somebody needs to say something. She obviously doesn't listen to her mother, otherwise she would have taken the child with her to Colorado.
Right. Yeah, I know a lot of people are shocked by a lot of her
actions. Yeah, a lot of the things.
Yeah, but so that's
he's done. I mean, when I saw the first photo of them in the interview, I saw her looking at him like that, and I thought, no, she hasn't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't crying, she wasn't like in tears and breaking down, but you could just tell by her face, the way she was looking at him, as they say, what have you done? Have you done something? Is there something you're not telling me? And that kind of told me that I don't think, to me personally, that she would. I think she might have been involved afterwards, but I don't think she was involved in it. I think it was while she was away. I honestly do.
Yeah, and then I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but her tattoo,
wasn't sure.
her, just to speak on the amount of control or love, or perceived love that she had for him, or that he had over her. She has his name tattooed on her neck and those giant characters. And they've only been together since December.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So I can't.
Wow. There's and then this one. So we were talking about his controlling nature, and when they were arguing and going backwards and forwards, she's talking here, I think it's to her mum or a friend, I'm not sure, and she's saying, my boyfriend has beat my baby, and she said, because he peed his pants. And this person said, why? Oh my God, what's happened? I thought you were in Colorado. And then she said, yes, it happened Wednesday morning when he called me. He sent me, and then I haven't got the rest of it. But if that's a picture, so she did know before she got back. If he sent her a picture of it, or he sent her a message telling her he'd done it,
mm-hmm.
then she did know. She did know during the interview. And that's really
Right.
disturbing, because she stood there during that interview, made out she didn't know anything.
Yeah, no, I always, when I first watched that interview, I
Cheers.
got the feeling that she knew something. Like I said, I didn't necessarily know if she was involved or not, but I got the feeling because
Yeah.
she just seemed too composed. Like she had already dealt with maybe, you know, and then talking about him as the child instead of Amari.
Yeah.
And she wasn't begging that he was returned or, but I kind of wrote some of that off to her assuming that he was with the sister. So I'm not sure.
Oh, it's awful. And I feel sorry for the aunt, the poor aunt that got dragged
No,
into
I
this,
know.
into the media spotlight, because she had to defend herself. Because otherwise, if she hadn't have come on the media, which she probably didn't want to do, but she had no choice, because she had to come on to kind of clear her name, because somebody had just basically accused her of kidnapping a child. So you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But it's just awful. I'm sure we'll get some more information as the days go on. Maybe he'll confess to something else. Maybe they'll release some bits and bobs.
Yeah, and I didn't get the chance to
But
watch
I
the
do
video yet.
appreciate you coming on.
Oh, I was going to say, but the grandmother did another interview today after she found out that he passed on the
I
news.
see that. I'm going to have to watch that after this then. Like I said, I've had no electric, so I've not been able to do anything until I came live. But I will have to go back and watch that. What did she say? Did she say anything?
It was before because I just searched his name and it was in the feed of stuff, but I picked yours before hers. So I didn't get the chance to watch it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to, I've been on for like an hour 32. I can't believe I've been on for this long. But thank you so much for coming and giving me your opinion. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
And I think we're going to finish now, guys. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all for your lovely comments. And I'll be back with you again soon. Thank you, guys. Bye. Bye.